The last time we met, our last game was against Sandekia Navesans, and we were trying to recover from what was a poor start to the season. So, we've gotten to the winter break now. How have we been doing since we last met? Well, the first game we had was against Wisla Krakow, and we beat them by 4-1, and looked very, very good in this game. And it told me that yes, the early season slump is over, we're doing well, let's keep this up and continue to thrive. So, Dnipro on Dnipro was our first game that we had in the Europa League, and we beat them by 2-1, a game I actually didn't think we would be able to win, so that was a pleasant surprise, and it gave us the best start to the Europa League that I could have asked for. Bagon Siniestia was the next team we took on in the league, and we beat them by 2-0, so we're looking very strong, and last year's league champions from the division below didn't do very well against us. Then we took on Wisla blocked and beat them 7-0. This came out of nowhere. I was a bit shocked it happened, but I wasn't complaining because it told me that we actually are quite good this year. We then took on Celtic in the Europa League and beat them by 2-0, meaning we had won our first 2 games in the Europa League this season, so happy days. I'm hoping for more the same going forward. Woodbred Nicesa was the next team that we took on in the league, and we beat them by 2-0. Robert Kowalski getting a brace. Happy days again. Another victory to add to our collection, and we're looking very strong in the league in terms of our consecutive victories. We then took on Lechia Dines, and we almost lost this game. We had to come from behind after taking the lead ourselves, and we scored a 93rd minute winner thanks to Dari Jasinski scoring that goal. So again, really good day. It's just nice that we can come back from behind and actually win these matches now, whereas in the past we might not have been able to. We then took a Real Betis in the Europa League, and honestly was kind of lucky we didn't lose by more than 1 goal. So disappointing that our parent club did this to us, but at the same time it was kind of expected. Bogon Swetzing was the next team that we took on, and they actually got a point against us in a game that they generally looked like the better team, which is concerning because I thought we would be doing better and better in the league. And this team are causing us problems for the first time in a very long time, which I don't like if I'm going to be completely blunt. Budbek Nicesa was the next team that we took on, and this time it was in the Puchapaski, and we beat them by 1-0. In the 90th minute, it took us until the 90th minute to get the goal, but we won, and that's all that matters. Another win, and this time in a competition I need to complete the domestic double. Gornik Zabze were our next opponent, and they took the lead inside 40 minutes, but we came back from behind to win 2-1. And yes, we scored a penalty ourselves, but let's be honest, we were the better team here. The only shot on target was their penalty. We had more than 1 shot on target, so we deserved to win. Even if the XG was identical almost, but that's beside the point. Polska's Akademia were the next team that we took on in the Europa League, and we absolutely destroyed them by 3-0. And it was kind of nice to know that we had the opportunity to do this against what was probably one of the better teams in Hungary. So 3 wins in a Europa League so far, and it gives me hope that we can do really good things in the future and continue to thrive. Swarz Wrocław were the next team that we took on in the league, and we beat them by 2-0 thanks to 2 late goals, and it felt nice to be able to continue winning in the league, even with some slight hiccups along the way, but we're doing well and it's perfect for me. We're now in November and starting to do more and more things. We then took on Cracovia in the next league game, and we scored a late winner after Davidovich actually missed a penalty and then scored the rebound afterwards. So yes, we kind of scored late on, and yes, we did miss a penalty, but we got what we wanted at the end. He got next year 1.6 by himself, so yeah, that shows you how bad it almost was for us. We then went to Molde and lost by 1-0 in the Europa League against them. Their goalkeeper decided to be really good in this game, and we for some reason couldn't keep them out, and we lost in Norway. We've had some really bad defeats in Europe this year, St. Pat's and now this. It's honestly annoying. At least with St. Pat's, we didn't lose in normal time. With Molde, we really should not be losing generally, but we did somehow, and it's very frustrating to me. We then took a Legia Warsaw, and our run of not beating them continues. It's starting to get annoying now, especially when their goalkeeper gets an 8.5 and has to make 11 saves. It's getting very, very frustrating. I need to beat this team, and soon, at some point in our lives. We then took a PS Kivisia and we beat them by 3-0 in the Puchapolski, so we're through to the next round. We take on a familiar foe in the quarter-final of the Cup in the form of Swans Wrocław, so I think we can beat them again, but either way, a good victory to get to the quarter-final yet again. We then took on Radek Radon and beat them by 3-1 to really show that we are definitely a team to be looking out for in the league again this year as we look to win a 3rd league title. It's good to get another victory under our belt, and I like winning against this team now because for a period of time, they were our bogey team for the longest of times, and I'm just happy to finally be able to say that we can consistently beat them over and over again. Then we went to Crystal Palace and lost 4-0 in the Europa League at Selhurst Park. This wasn't fun. I thought we'd do better than this, but no, they decided to be really clinical on their day. We actually had 14 shots, but just 3 on target. They had 20 shots and 10 on target, and yeah, you could see what happens when you're taking on a team that's clinical and not clinical yourself. Not our best moment, really. But the next game, we got revenge on Lech Poznan for the only defeat that we've had in the league this season by beating them at their ground. So I feel a bit more relieved that we've done this now, but it took longer than I really wanted to admit to get this result. It really did. And then we took a Wiesel Rus and beat them by 2-1 in the last game we had before we met, and very relieved to have actually gotten this victory because we drew against them earlier in the year, and given that they were one of the 2 teams that we struggled against in the competition, it was a relief to get past them and to get all 3 points. Still, that being said, since we last met, we've actually now gone top of the table, and of all teams, I still can't believe this is actually a thing, but yeah, we're being chased by a familiar foe, a foe that we let win the title once upon a time in Pogoń Szczecin. So the team that have been relegated twice since they last won the league title are actually in the league title fight for the first time in a very long time. They were the team that dethroned us and ended our 2 title winning streak season. And the fact that they're the team that's fighting to break our crown again, it feels like history's repeating itself, and I don't like it. And they were the team that almost denied us in 2030, that 1 year. So let's go and check this year out because it's a while ago. Yeah, 3 points was all that separated the 2 of us, but we also weren't as good as we are now. The fact that we've already almost got just 21 points away from that total is ridiculous to me, but yeah, hopefully we don't succumb to that this year. Speaking of competitions though, this is our Europa League form so far, and it's not been our best year to say the least. We actually do have 2 games left that I think are winnable, thankfully. So there's that. Let's find the 2 teams we've taken on in this competition. Enkarudis is the first team that we'll be taking on in the Europa League. That'll be the first game we do in the next video. And the other team is Lask, so we should, by all means, be getting 2 wins out of 2. Roders are down in 27th. They've only picked up 1 victory so far against Red Star of all teams. And Lask are actually above us right now, so I think they're 2 winnable games. I really need to make sure we're not in a situation where we're trying to just creep into the top 24. If we beat Roders, we're effectively through, I like to think, but yeah, we should be okay. Lask, again, should be a team we beat, and I want to make sure we're not in that scenario going forward. That being said, I've got a youth intake preview to show you. And this is the youth intake preview, and it doesn't look very good for once. Apparently it's an excellent intake either way though, but 2 attacking midfielders is all we're looking at, and that is unusually bad for us. Goalkeeping, centre-backs, DMs, not so great this year. And it feels like that for once we might have reached the peak of what we can do to produce players, but yeah, this is not ideal to say the least. And for the first time, it feels like we might have hit a wall. We're actually down to 93 million now after 1 point being at 96 million. So I'm hoping that we can get more and more money in the future, but maybe not being in the Champions League has actually hit us more than I thought it would have done. But there you go. We've also got some new developments in the affiliate side of things. Gojao, we've actually now effectively made sure that they will be sending players to our youth intakes in the future. So that's great. We've also got Valentuari to be our new affiliate. I'm hoping to effectively make sure that they can do the same deal as any other club that's not in our country, that is not our parent club, to be able to send players to our youth intakes, but they haven't done so right now. And this happened literally on the day we're going to take them on the cup. So PS Followitz was the team that became our latest affiliate, and this is actually our biggest affiliate to date, I feel. So happy days. I'm just happy that we got a former top flight champion to become our affiliate, and it's really, really promising to say the least. We've also lost 2 staff members as well due to them going to other clubs, but that's the thing as well. Reggie Cannon has gone to Paderborn as their manager, so fair play to him. And Michael Smith is now the Rakoff manager. He was our assistant manager. We brought in Sarah Carr as the second team physio. We brought in Max Sanders as the second team coach. And we've also brought Andres Schaufer as the under 19s manager. So we brought some people in, to say the least. Oh, I also brought in Len Reenan as a coach because he looks quite good. But in the meantime, we have promoted Luka Miljevic to be our assistant manager. He's quite good at the role, I think, and he's kind of exciting. He was already part of our setup because he's an under 19s coach, and I just promoted him because he's a perfectionist and has decent attributes for what we're looking for as a staff member. So I was kind of happy to bring him back up to the main role now. He looks quite good, doesn't he? Either way though, I am going to end this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys will like and share this video, and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. Can we do the Lincoln Cup double this year? How far can we get into Europa League? And how bad do you think the youth intake is going to be? I really want to hear your thoughts and opinions on all of that down below. But either way, until next time, goodbye and well, good night.